Hello, welcome to the S81 SMJHL draft. You don't know it, but that was the second try at that, but we're fine. I'm Symmetric. I'll be handling your OBS. I'm joined by Badwolf and Noxu.
Hello.
Welcome everyone. We are excited to get started. This is a very, very intense draft class. We saw 89 of you guys approved this season. So let's get into it. All right.
First pick is Detroit. They didn't end up trading their pick. And let's see who they got.
Yes, I think I got that all right.
Detroit selects Thurston Bull, also known as Captain Cooper. I feel like a lot of people should know who Captain Cooper is, but in case you don't, he is an SHL GM for, was it Texas Renegades?
Yes.
Yep.
And head of the awards committee.
Yeah, those are two pretty high profile jobs, which also comes with high levels of activity. Definitely no surprise to see Coop go first overall. He's a really good user and a really good person.
How long has he been in the league for?
Yeah, so let me see if I can pull up his profile. His first player was in season 62.
62. Wow.
I was in that draft class.
Oh? Were you picked before him or after?
That's a great question. 62 is a long time ago.
Yeah. I can't even imagine that. I'm brand new.
My player's long retired since then. I'm on to play the next player after that.
So that was August 2021. So he's been here for 2.5 years.
Yeah. The math adds up.
Yeah, it's definitely no surprise to see a recreate of such high value going first overall. So congrats, Coop. You definitely deserve it.
2021 wasn't 2 years ago.
Well, so it was August, and we're only in February. I don't know. You could math for me.
Of 2025.
Look. Math be hard.
Okay, let's move on to the second overall pick. St. Louis, oh my, St. Louis Scarecrows. They select Hoivo Jokinen. This is a new user, brand new.
I'm glad that worked.
I'm really happy to see him go this early.
I love that. Seeing a first gen go second overall is really impressive. So you definitely made a great impression on St. Louis GMs Jimmy and Cake. So
I took some time to actually talk to Toaster before the draft, and he told me some interesting facts about himself. He does climbing, he rides motorcycles, and loves going on off-road adventures like camping. But in the winter, he likes to stay home, playing games. And another fun fact he shared is he's actually allergic to chocolate. So you'd think you stay home, you bake some cookies, that can kill him, is what he told me.
that is so sad. I can't imagine being allergic to chocolate.
Chocolate is the best thing.
It's pretty good. That's rough.
Moving on, pick number 3, the Great Falls Grizzlies.
One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to set up this draft without so many things I have to have open.
Yeah, so right before draft, I was talking to it with some people in the voice chat in the rookie server. Great Falls definitely traded up a lot in this draft, so they are picking a lot of people in the first 2 rounds. So let's see who they decide to pick first.
Broy Martone. It's a recreate.
Yeah, so the Recreate Fuzz SHL, former GM of LAP in the majors side. So really great user, really great earner. I'm glad to see him back. So welcome back, Fuzz. Hope you enjoyed your little break. I'm excited to see what you do with Great Falls.
I was gonna say I wasn't sure if Fuzz was still GM of LA or not.
He did step down to take a break, and I'm glad to see the break was not that long.
Moving on. At pick number 4, we have the Thunder Bay Walleye. Another team looking to bolster their roster going into the next season. Let's see who they picked. Oh boy. That's a name. You want to take a crack at it?
Oh gosh. Benoit. This is so French.
Benoit Jean-Luc Boucher.
Yeah, I would have butchered that. I would have said Benoit.
Benoit Jean-Luc Boucher.
But another
Alright.
recreate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been around a while. Again, glad to see him back. And I am not looking forward to having to re-say that name in SHL next season.
That username does not translate well to all caps, but I believe the username is Emo LeBron.
You know, that makes sense.
That makes more sense. I was trying to read it as one word. I was like, LeBron. I do like the passing at 14.
The passing at 14?
Yeah, his passing was already at 14.
Oh.
No team is passing in the draft yet.
That was very confusing for a second there.
Okay, moving on. What, pick number 5? That's Vancouver.
Yes.
This is an exciting pick.
Also, coincidentally, why I was somewhat confused there. Talking about passing.
No.
The Vancouver Whalers select Thomas Passarelli. Another first-gen user. It's exciting to see 2 first-gens going this early in the draft.
Yeah, that's really early.
T-Money is someone that came from the ISFL, is what they told me when I spoke to them. And they actually were one of the people that ran the draft, but it was all offline. And they said their favorite game was Mass Effect, I think 3. So
Must specify 3.
Mm-hmm. And I've never played it, but I watched my brother play it as a kid. So
Yeah,
honestly,
I don't
really
think
cool
I've
guy.
played it before either.
I know it's well loved.
And outrank my Destiny though.
You Destiny, you're crazy for it.
Alright, T-Money, I see you typing in the rookie chat, so you'll have to hit me up and tell me how Mass Effect is and how it compares to Destiny.
Just looking at the YouTube chat here, talking about Jeff the Spider.
Jeff.
Toaster going second because they named a spider Jeff. apparently.
Uvian said that T-Money's currently playing Destiny. So I take that as a win. That means Destiny's better.
Was there a trade here?
There might be.
Looks like there's a trade, and second off, Mass Effect's better than Destiny.
Thank you for
no.
that, Ara.
I feel betrayed.
There's a trade here.
Let's see. Kelowna receives S81 Colorado first, 6 overall. And Colorado receives the 10th overall pick from Kelowna, as well as a season 83 second.
Yeah, so the 6th pick is the current pick, giving Kelowna back-to-back picks. I should probably prepare the pick screen.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see who they wanted so badly that they traded up for, and traded up to a specific spot that gave them back-to-backs. That's always really fun to see.
And if you look on the draft board, we got another back-to-back right after. So
yeah, right
let's see
after
who
that's a
Kelowna comes.
back-to-back to Carolina.
Yeah, so this pick is actually Kelowna.
Kelowna selects. Oh, another crazy name.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. Go for it.
Bartholomew Adequalo Lorquavius.
What a name.
What a name, Jay.
JPC. I think you're familiar with him. I think Jay is he the Fed head of Germany?
Yeah.
Honestly, I should really
I'm
know
in
the Fed
Germany,
head
so I
better.
should know
He-
that.
I'm pretty sure he is.
He is a
Yes.
Fed head.
Yes, it is
Fed
Germany.
head, for any of the rookies listening that don't know what it is, it's the international tournaments that happen in the postseason.
There's a lot of people named Jay in the league. I just had to double check.
It is a very common name. But yes, it is JPC.
Coincidentally,
Yeah.
JY also used Ito Kallio as like many of his player names for a lot of his players. Jacob, Jason. I think they're in the Hall of Fame. Some of them for sure.
I think so. One of them is. But yeah, Jay is also an SHL GM for Toronto. He's going to be a top user, so definitely no surprise Kelowna took him this early.
Oh, I didn't know it was this Jay that was a Toronto GM.
Yes. When Discord made us switch our names off the numbers, his username, and it's now just username. And it,
Oh, he kept it.
yeah, it took me so long to get used to. I was like, is this actually Jay?
Okay.
And
Moving on, Kelowna
yes.
again. At pick number 7.
no,
Let's see who Kelowna picks. Oh, it looks like the
Alright.
brother.
So instead of Bartholomew, we have Artholomew. Bartholomew's twin brother. So that's fun. I'm glad they got to go to the same team. I hope they get to play on the same line, because that's cute. So this is Sparky. Sparky is a very long time user. He is also the co-GM of Toronto. So I find it really funny that the GMs recreated as twins and they both went to the same team. That's really fun.
Inseparable.
Never to be separated ever again.
They're about to spend the next how long is a career?
I've seen
15
people
seasons?
take their players over 5 real years.
Oh my god.
Marcel
I don't
Beck.
suggest that at all,
Yeah.
though.
Marcel Beck played with my last player on Winnipeg and is going to play with my next player on Winnipeg too. And he was in Winnipeg before my last player was there.
I personally would tap out around 3. If
3
I can
years?
make it to 3. Yeah, 3 years.
Regression's a little rough for me always.
It was almost 5 IRL used on my first player, says Spartan Gibbles.
Jibs is one of the
Yeah.
extremes. He outpaced a lot of people. I want to say the oldest is going to be Raymond from 45 if he hasn't retired yet.
I think he retired
A couple seasons ago.
Kvalheim.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think that was it.
Oh.
Yeah, because he had Christian Eriksen was before Kvalheim, and then he had Kvalheim. But yes.
Now
It's,
we have Carolina back-to-backs.
Yep, so the oldest is actually
Cool.
Scruff. He's a season 45.
That's
yes.
still playing?
He is
Yes.
still playing. He has 424 TP.
You should just go to the J.
That's crazy. Yeah, so season 45 player they created in 2019.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but the Carolina pick is in.
Yep.
Urki Kyla. This is another first gen. And I did talk to this one as well.
Awesome. What'd you get from them?
I need to find it. I forgot to take notes. Are they still on the J server? They are.
Noxu did try his hardest to reach out to a lot of the rookies just to get information about who you guys are as people. We did, however, not really have enough time because you guys are a really big draft class.
Okay, so Zinni, he writes, or I don't know if it's him, my bad. They write novels and they do vocals for a metal band. That's really interesting, I think.
I want to know what kind of vocals. Are they full on screamo?
Are you the screamer?
Or are you the screamer?
So I think that's pretty cool. I know Carolina has an awesome locker room, and I hope you enjoy it there.
Yeah, I would definitely be down to hearing some of the music you make too.
Mm-hmm.
We have, by the way, Darrow, who says the S45 SHL class created in October of 2018.
Oh my.
Was it that old?
So,
I was in the 45 and it doesn't feel that long ago.
so Scruff's player has been going for...
That was like 4 years.
is approaching 7 years.
It's okay, Noxu. Math is hard. That blows my mind. My first player was a season 45 and I'm on player 3.
My first player was a season 80.
My
I'm on
first player
season
was
3.
My first player was a season 33.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, Zinni just posted some of their music
Oh,
in the rookie
in the
chat.
rookie chat.
Yeah. So
Okay.
everyone check it out. I'll definitely have to link it around and listen to it.
Oh, it's on Spotify too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Heck
That's
yeah.
sweet.
Okay, let's go Carolina's second back-to-back pick.
Yeah, I think I did that right.
Ryan Dino Nuggets Hopkins.
I could really go for some Dino Nugs right now. Just saying.
Another first-gen user who I did talk to. Oh wait, did I mess up?
The notes.
Maybe they're just very similar to Toaster. This person loves the summer and loves to go camping through the backcountry, and also spends winters inside. He was signed to Ottawa as a DFA and was really active there. And one highlight they told me about was they enjoyed participating in the book club in Ottawa. It's a pretty interesting way to get people engaged.
We have a lot of book nerds in this league, so I love that. Being a very active DFA is no doubt what helped them go so high in this draft. GMs do talk to each other, and that probably left a really good impression on them.
Yo, that shooting accuracy of 15 is wild.
Hey,
Well,
I was there with you.
That's a sniper through and through.
I approve of that build path.
And that's
Now
what I did
back-
with my first player. Just, different sim engine, but I had the same idea.
I honestly love it when rookies just build for fun.
Aw, and Toaster tagged him and said, "Ayo, hobby twins."
I was reading, I was like, I just read something like this for Toaster. Okay, the next pick at number 10 goes to the Colorado Raptors. Let's see who they picked up. Wilhelm Cider. Looks like this one's a recreate.
The GM.
Yeah, but-
Lord Birdman. Alright. Definitely not surprised he has a long history with Colorado. So, welcome back, Bird.
I'm sure they welcome you with open arms back at Colorado. Coming back home.
Absolutely. I keep losing my tabs. I was curious to see when he created.
The GM spelt
I
the
know
name
he's-
wrong on the official pick of this. That would have made it very confusing to find.
Birdman?
Yeah, Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
Yeah, so he joined January 2020, so he definitely has been around a long time. I love that it was January, so he found us right before we got that huge COVID spike because everyone needed an indoor hobby.
Moving on. Great Falls Grizzlies has pick number 11.
Already their second pick of the draft.
Third team to have 2 picks now.
Alright, so 11 is in. Kelly McMahon. Moosey. Moosey's a recreate, love him. Such a good personality, such a good user. If you've seen any Moose emotes, it's most likely either theirs or Schwar's. Flip a coin. One of them made it. And I love all of them so much.
Some history about them. They created January 2020, so they've been here for quite a while as well.
Yeah, that's the same time as Bird.
Which I guess makes sense. Join the same times, recreating around the same times. If you have like similar length careers.
Yeah, you end up with a lot of same people in your classes.
Mm-hmm. They're very decorated with their awards.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
I just looked. They won a 4-star cup with the Vancouver Whalers. Way back in November 2020.
That's awesome. I'm sure they're going to be going for another 4-star cup.
Moving on. Is this a trade alert?
It might be. There it is.
What is-
Alright. Nevada is acquiring 12 overall from Newfoundland, as well as 43 overall from Ottawa, and 63 overall from Newfoundland. And in turn, Newfoundland is receiving 3 players.
Oh, I know Badger Hennessy. They're a very good player.
Kiwi Soderbergh Snooks as well is Alaris's player. They're an S79 draft pick. Should be 425 capped. Actually, so is Kazianenko, I think.
Wow, that's a huge
Yeah.
trade.
I think they're
These are
all.
some really high name players.
I think they're all
So-
S79 players who should be capped at 425, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like Newfoundland is saying they want a cup. They're going to be competing.
That's definitely what this reads to me, that they are ready to make a push for the cup this season.
They tried the last
Plus,
2 seasons
79.
and lost.
79, that's the last season, right?
Yeah.
Like then they're going up.
Yeah, so it'll be their last eligible season.
It's do or die for Newfoundland. Let's see who Nevada picks now. At 12th overall, Nevada Battleborn selects Hunter Cross.
Name's Monday, a first gen. I love that. To trade up to have your eyes on a new create is really awesome. You definitely had to have made a great impression on Nevada. And they're a really great team with an active locker room, so you'll have a bunch of fun there.
And I did talk to this person as well. They
Awesome.
told me they enjoy horror books,
Okay.
Warhammer 40K, and of course hockey.
I love it. I love how we just accumulate like 50 shades of nerds.
Colorado again. Another team with their second pick already.
I love the rookie chat just popping off and giving everyone props to getting drafted, as well as finding these things that you guys have in common. Looks like a few people are ready to.
I do know
Start
that
a
at least one
Warhammer
other
campaign.
person. I know at least one other person I talked to. So when we get to them,
Well, it looks like they're already like, let's forget this and play Warhammer.
next up, the Colorado Raptors at pick 13. I think you mentioned the sim. It's Colorado's second pick already too.
Yes.
All right, they're taking Evil Jordan Humphrey. Recreate GWD Johnson, also known as Gabe. He is
Yes.
the co-GM for Hamilton.
This is a long-standing user. 2016.
Very long-standing user. Definitely no surprise. If anything, surprised to see him drop this low. He's gonna be an easy 425 max earner. And then when he gets to SHL, that's Alex's problem in Hamilton. I kid. No, Gabe's really awesome as a user.
I was gonna say, was he not a long-time GM for Anchorage?
Were
He
they?
was very long time GM for
Which is
Anchorage.
very funny because Anchorage has the next pick.
I know they have a very decorated record, I guess, from being around so much. But they have a
Yeah.
ton of golds. They have a ton of Challenger Cups. They do have a 4-star cup with Anchorage.
Yeah, that was probably closer to when he was GMing there.
Yeah, back in season 57.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But moving on, Anchorage, Pesky Perch.
Matthew Pano. A first gen going in the first round. This makes quite a few first gens in the first round, which is so exciting to see.
I also talked to this one, and they told me they play hockey in real life, which is pretty cool.
I love that. I've
I know
never
there's a
even
few
been
people that
skating.
do. What? It's so fun. You have to try.
I'm in Florida.
I'm sure you can find ice somewhere.
We do have a hockey team.
A good one too. People might get mad though.
Yeah. But they like put the ice up for the hockey team and then like melt it. Okay, next.
They just turn off the AC.
Well, they will because like if they have an away game, they'll be like, all right, this weekend we have monster trucks.
That sounds like a
It's
very Florida thing to have.
Next up, another Great Falls Grizzlies pick at 15.
their third user in the first round alone. They are stacking up. All right, so Great Falls at 15 selects Boone Breakaway. User C Tots a recreate.
They joined back in January 2022. So this is probably their first user. They won a 4-star cup with Detroit back in season 65. And maybe they're going to get one with Great Falls. This is a big draft
Yeah.
match for them. Maybe in 4 seasons, you're going to see Great Falls hoisting that cup.
See Walt in the rookie chat says Klotz goated.
Pick 16 is up next. We have Quebec City Citadels.
This will be the last pick for the first round. But definitely don't worry, this was a super deep draft, you guys.
Yeah, this is the first round of what, 5? 5 more to go.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. We might hit that 6th round. I'm not sure. The player list is a bit hard to tell sometimes. At least on the draft sheet we have.
And let's see who Quebec picked. Johan Lodewijk.
It's like some kind of like European. I don't. Kind of getting German vibes. Is this supposed to be like
Lodewijk?
Ludwig?
Lud.
Ludwig? I don't know.
Oh, well, I might have some context about this name.
Perfect.
This person, they were born in South Africa. So this might be a South African name.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And they moved to Western Canada.
Okay.
They didn't
What a
really care
jump.
much for sports growing up, but in 2022 they started getting into hockey in real life and playing in a rec league, which sounds really fun.
Yeah, sounds like a really fun user. First gen. I think they'll have a lot of fun in QCC.
And you're joining a team of winners. Quebec with the back-to-back cup wins. Has there ever been a three-peat before? We might see our first ever three-peat.
I think there
Yeah,
has.
I'm not aware of one.
I want to say maybe Newfoundland in the S60s, and then maybe Vancouver has a three-peat in the S70s or late S60s.
Who knows?
I'm not sure.
That's for the historians. And with that, round 1 is over.
Yes, congratulations to all the first rounders. But again, second round does not mean you're less than.
I will say, there was a lot of very late signups, so we might see some really good users dropping 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, even more.
Absolutely. And you have a whole season, which is 9 weeks, to prove that you want to be this top earner and be the best of the best, to try to earn that first overall spot when you get drafted to the SHL.
There have been a couple of other three-peats before. S40, 41, 42 Kelowna, then 44, 45, 46 St. Louis, and then, yeah, Newfoundland, 62, 63, 64. I thought those
Very
Newfoundland teams
short
won it.
list.
Yeah, I thought those Newfoundland teams had won it because I was not on those ones.
It's always easy to remember ones that you just barely miss.
When the same team keeps beating you over and over again.
Oh yeah.
All right. Are we going straight to round 2?
I think so. I think we can
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, I say keep going.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, Detroit for the first pick of the second round is picking Matt Smith. Recreate the Whovian. Very briefly talk to them. It was just over our shared love of Doctor Who. So that in my book makes them the best user ever. No bias.
Let's see some info about them. They created for the first time in November 2023. So this should be their first recreate. Exciting
I
for them
believe
to go
it
to
is.
Detroit.
I want to say they're really big in. It's another league. I want to say ISFL. I can't remember, so I'm sorry, you guys.
The name sounds
Like-
familiar to me, but I can't place any of their players.
I'm so bad with my other league knowledge because I'm not in them.
Next up, looks like Anchorage has another pick. And they picked Meridide Merrick. Merrick.
Alright, user Captain Yeti. So if you're hearing this, I would love to know the backstory on this name. It's definitely an interesting one.
I sadly don't have any fun facts about Captain Yeti. But it's
that's
exciting to
I
see
am
them go.
really interested to learn more about them over the season, though.
Exactly. I think they were in VC with us. I might be crazy, but when we were in the pre-draft for the rookies, I thought they joined for a bit.
Yeah, they were in there a bit, just chilling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, looking at the rookies chat, they're sharing their Warhammer figurines.
It was. They say it was a random generated name of Welsh origin.
I was gonna say it sounds
I love it.
Welsh.
That's amazing. I also have a random generated name of white origin. Very. I wanted basic names that I could spell. I think my next player is gonna be something like super basic. Liz. Beth. Because you'd be surprised how much I misspell Sydney.
You spell with an I?
No.
Um,
Not this time.
Up next, we have Great Fall Grizzlies again. And let's see who they picked. Cone Bulkbinder.
Deliver him. What are you doing to us? Alright, I see you typing. Tell me the origin of this.
While you do that, I did not talk to them, but I did look at their IP thread. Their answer for the hot dog question was a bacon wrapped Sonoran hot dog. And I had to look it up myself, but it looks absolutely delicious. And a fun fact is that they work in Blender and 3D modeling and likes reading fantasy, sci-fi, horror, comics, and manga.
Okay. He said it's a Dutch.
It's a Dutch name, okay?
Random generated name of Dutch origin.
It's quite a random generation.
You guys are breaking me. Ashes says bonus points if it's a name from non-English language that makes the Americans and Canadians suffer. That is so true.
Well,
I
it makes you suffer because you have to listen to us say it.
I will be suffering the whole draft. Y'all get creative on these names.
Next up, the Thunder Bay Walleye at pick 20. I think a lot of people will know who this is.
Tragic Saint says, I will enjoy hearing a few name attempts.
The pick is in,
Oops, that's
and Tampa Thunder Bay. I almost said Tampa again. They pick Pasta the Turtle the second.
I love Pasta. He's such a great user.
I don't know
So
if you've seen their render. It is just chef's kiss.
Yes. Back with their first player, I had to like ask them what the PFP was because I just wasn't understanding it, and I got sent a zoomed in picture so I could understand that there was pasta on the turtle shell. I felt very explained, like I'm 5 with it.
This user they first joined in January 2021. So it looks like another person from that class. In season 60, they also won a 4-star cup with Newfoundland Berserkers. So it's exciting to see them back.
Yeah, you'll get to test out a new team in Thunder Bay.
Moving on to pick 21, that is the Vancouver Whalers. Let's see who they select.
I had scrolled to the wrong pick. Okay, this makes more sense. Godfrey Williams, Fat Kid Inc. I love the username. First gen. Awesome. This is still really early in this draft for first gen.
I sadly don't have any information about this person. But I'm assuming my GMs loved him to be picking you this early, so very exciting.
Yeah, I look forward to learning about them as a user over the season.
Me too. Moving on to pick 22, we have the main Timber. Let's see who they select.
Is this their first pick? It is.
It is. Y'all. Holle guacamole.
I feel like it's supposed to be that meme.
I don't know the meme. You'll have to send it to me. I'm an old lady. No,
Oh, my bad.
User DWall, outstanding, recreate, big member of our society.
They first joined the SHL back in November 2020. So they've been around. They won a 4-star cup back in S68 with the Detroit Falcons. So it's good to see them back. Maine's a great team. Honestly, all of Maine's they've been performing very well in recent memory.
They've been doing really well. They've kind of had this thing around their team where they're constantly making finals, constantly making semifinals. So I think it'll be a good add-on. Dewald's going to be an easy 425 for him.
Next up, we have pick number 23 with the St. Louis Scarecrows.
Do you want to say this one?
It's a very kind gentleman that was drafted. Chinwake H.I. Valentine Okoli. I think that was
Project
good.
State, he was probably the biggest one in our voice chat session today. Chilled with us for most of the day. Really awesome user and a Brit. So, welcome to St. Louis. I'm sure Jimmy and Cake are excited to have you. And welcome back to the SHL.
Yeah, they mentioned they took a pretty big break and are ready to get back into it.
He already said caca. I think that's supposed to be Detroit.
Next up, it looks like a Nevada Battleborns back-to-back.
Another team with back-to-back picks in this draft.
Third back-to-back.
They are loving back-to-backs.
Hey, that's one more time I don't have to change the background on the pick screen, so...
Less work for you. Let's see who they pick. With their first pick, the Nevada Battleborn select Harlan Sanders, and I meant first pick of the back-to-back. It's a first gen.
Username, Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Saunders.
Oh,
I sadly didn't get to message them, to talk to them, but they have been very active with chirpers.
I love that, earning the money right off the bat. Not even waiting for the contracts, that's the way to do it.
And it looks like this is someone who loves the Marvel comic universe.
I want to say I actually messaged him.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, okay. He said Marvel, and I was like, wait.
Oh. Looks like I was right.
Their favorite comic book character is Spider-Man.
That's fair. I love
that.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's such a classic, to be honest. They also love D&D, and they are a Blue Jackets fan.
Next up is once again Nevada, and let's see who they picked. Or 2.0. I'm guessing this is a play on Bobby Orr. Another first gen user going to Nevada. It looks like they're going to be really stacking their locker room. It's exciting. I talked to them, and they told me that they're Finnish, and their heart belongs to a Finnish hockey team called the HIFK, and they want to see a live NHL dream. A live NHL game. That's their dream. So hopefully they can go on vacation.
Colton.
Robert or okay, you guys are just naming ors.
I was like, what?
Giving me answers.
I don't think anyone wants to be Colton or 2.0.
I might just assume Bobby Orr, but
I would
I
assume
would
Bobby
also
Orr.
assume Bobby Orr. They are a defenseman.
The mineral ore. I can't with you guys.
next up, it is the Kelowna Knights. And the Kelowna Knights select Pierre LeBlanc. It's another first-gen user. I did talk to them a little bit, and they told me a fun fact about them is they can solve a Rubik's Cube. Their best time was 38 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
I don't know if any of you know what cribbage is.
Yes.
Um,
I thought that was
they
like a
said-
granny game.
it might be.
No,
I think it is.
That's bridge.
Oh, yep, you're right.
But they once counted out before my opponent had a chance to score a 28 hand in cribbage. I guess if you know, you know, is what they told me.
The maximum amount of points you can get in a hand of cribbage is 29. It requires you have a jack and 3 5s in your hand, and then the cut card is also a 5. And in order to get the 29th point, you have to... The suit of the jack in your hand has to match the suit of the 5 that's the cut card. So it's
I
obviously
can barely poker and y'all out here.
extremely rare
That
to
sounds
get.
crazy.
And even the 28 where the jack doesn't match the 5 is extremely rare. So having that and then not being able to count it because the game ends because your opponent wins before you can count it. That's rough.
I'll just keep playing 21.
20? You mean blackjack?
I was gonna say.
I'm over here, people are like, do you know how to play poker? And I'm like, I can play phase 10.
That's
Uno? No, crazy eights. Next up, pick 27 with the Ottawa Highlanders. And let's see who they select. Didney Frosby.
It's a play of Sidney Crosby, I think, but
Oh,
I would imagine so.
but it's just reminding me of that meme. I'm going to Disney World, Disney.
So I never got to message this person, but I do know that she comes from Slapshot. Not much else, unfortunately. So you don't know what Slapshot is? Oh, I'm gonna
I know the
cry.
movie.
No, it's a game.
Okay.
It's a physics-based hockey game.
It's
You
also
lost
a,
me at physics.
it's also a comedic hockey movie.
But yeah, they came from that community. That's like me, Ocho, Darth Davin, a bunch of people from like 2 drafts ago came. So it's exciting to see someone else coming from that community.
Yeah, it being a movie was... Oh, I was very confused with that. It didn't... that did not make sense to me.
Moving on, we have pick 28 with the main timber.
Yeah. Do you need me to pronounce this one?
Jean-Luc Gagnon.
On
I-
Pretty much.
Very French name.
It is so French. Randomino's been here for a long time.
Specifically since February 2019.
Specifically.
nerd emoji.
Nerd.
They won a 4-star cup with the Newfoundland Berserkers once again in season 60.
Back when they were on that tear.
Oops. Might have copy and pasted something in the wrong spot there. That's fine.
Moving
I
on.
do that on the daily.
The Anchorage Armada have pick 29.
Sorry,
Let's
I
see
read
who
the
they
next.
pick up.
I read the next player name and laughed. Oh god. Hold on. Let me change it to Anchorage.
Anchorage selects. Go ahead, both.
You're like, I can stop. Mike Mudano.
It's
Feet.
2 feet. It's another. Oh my god, my brain. It's another
You're-
first gen.
I could hear your brain lag.
I had the chance to actually talk to them a little bit, and they used to work in sports radio. And they told me a fun story. One time, Shaq, as in Shaquille O'Neal, called them handsome.
Ooh,
Dang.
that's a good compliment.
I think they're in a different league because the name sounds familiar, but obviously a first gen in SHL, but I couldn't tell you from where.
I want to say they were in the ISFL, but I might just be
It could
lying to
be.
you.
I can't tell you which league it was, but yeah, I recognize it. It sounds familiar.
Mhm. Moving on, we have another Great Falls Grizzly pick at
Yeah.
pick number 30.
They added a
We're not
bunch of
even-
these.
We're not even halfway in.
Oh gosh.
Yoshinobu Ishii. It's a very Japanese sounding name.
They are a first gen. I don't think I'm familiar with them. I haven't seen them talking much in the last few days.
But they
Doesn't
must have
mean they're
left
not
an impression on the Great Falls scouts and GM.
Absolutely, because the scouting talks are nice DMs, and that's where you can really make your impressions.
Exactly. And don't kid yourself. 30 is still pretty high in this draft class. You're still in the
Yeah,
upper
there's-
half.
There's only a little 89 of you guys. Just a little.
The username threw me for a second there because it starts with SO, which this was like the same as someone not that long ago. Yeah, Didney Frosby, Sophium 964, and then So Brian 6187.
Yeah,
I thought we had the
very
same
similar.
username for a second there.
Moving on, we have pick 31 with the Detroit Falcons. Let's see who they pick.
Detroit is selecting Maximus Decimus Meritus. User Bubbatry.
This looks like another longtime user. They have a somewhat interesting career. They joined back in, looks like October 2021. And the thing I find interesting is in season 65, they had a 4-star cup win with Detroit. But then in season 71, they had a 4-star cup win with the Maine Timber.
Well, yeah,
Which-
sounds like they might have gotten traded.
But isn't that more than 4 years? That was a recreate then, or
Math
maybe
is
they
hard.
went inactive at some point. But
It could have been a recreate. But it sounds like they have great luck when it comes to cups. So,
so-
welcome back to Detroit.
Detroit bringing back one of their cup winners. They're going to win another cup, hopefully.
They're bringing in the good luck charm.
You can do the next name.
I was gonna say, I'm leaving this one to you guys.
Okay.
Quebec at 32.
Can't
Select.
even fit on this.
Trico Goslav Mikutikov. That's the best you're getting. I think we need a character limit on names now.
Sethysteriko Goslavek Knalimiokikov. I think.
Jeez. Good luck next for the SHL draft. I actually did talk to this user as well. They didn't say much, but they did mention that they already are in the ISFL and PBE, and they play soccer in real life. So
the name did sound familiar. P Boom. Also, they're in the chat.
they're familiar with sim leagues, and I also play soccer, so pretty cool.
Well, you definitely made a good impression on Gwyn, so enjoy Gwyn and Ramen over in QCC. It's a lot of fun over there. And I do not look forward to having to say your name again next draft.
Moving
Yeah,
on.
I might be gone for the next draft.
We have pick 33 with the Detroit Falcons.
Yes, we do. Oh, it's the start of round 3 already.
Alright, so Detroit is selecting D-Rock, user D-Rock. That's easy enough.
This is a first-gen user. They were actually there for a little bit when me and Bad Wolf were in the rookie server in VC.
Yeah, they popped in for a few minutes. It was nice.
They gave me a fun fact about themselves when I talked to them before. They believe they are the only Canadian player in Odessa, Ukraine. And a little story about him. When he was, I think he said 2019 or so, around that Ukraine conflict happened, he actually went to Ukraine to see his girlfriend, which is now his wife. And he kind of got caught up in all of that. And he just stayed in Ukraine. He married his wife and has been living there since. So I'm really happy it all worked out. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We do have several Ukrainian users. But I don't believe any of them are currently in Ukraine. But as far as Canadian Ukrainian, that's a mouthful. Yes, I do know quite a few.
But yeah, really cool guy. Happy to see him go to Detroit. I hope you enjoy your time there. Moving on, we got a trade.
We do.
Okay. So Carolina and St. Louis. Carolina is receiving the St. Louis third rounder, which is 34 overall. And in return, St. Louis is getting Carolina's third rounder, which is 46 overall, in addition to the Great Falls fourth, which is 51st overall.
Which puts Carolina on the clock.
Yes.
Yeah, quite a few trades already happening.
Carolina with the 34th pick now selects Saku Oliver Niemi.
Larry MVP recreate.
They joined back in mid 2020. Looks like June. And something fun about them, I guess, is in season 57 and 58, they won gold on the WJC team for Finland.
Okay, that's good. I have never had luck with World Junior Classic.
I'm hoping to have a good WJC season this season. So, moving on, we have pick 35, the Ottawa Highlanders. Let's see who they take.
Alright, they're taking Benevolent Kaiju. They are also a recreate. I've definitely seen their users around before. I don't know them personally, we've just never been in the same spaces, but I've only heard good things about them.
Yeah, they joined back in August 2021, and their trophy cabinet has a Season 70 Challenge Cup with the New England Wolfpack, which is pretty cool.
I believe they were an S62 player, same as Captain Cooper was earlier. If I'm not mistaken, their previous player was Cup Noodle, which was just
Oh, that sounds fun.
a cup of noodles on skates.
I have to think this kaiju name is from the anime, but maybe I'm just a weeb.
I would assume the same,
lot.
probably.
A lot of people on this site are weebs, it's okay.
Why are you saying it's okay as if it's a bad thing?
It's okay as in it's okay to be yourself.
Okay, thank you. Next, at pick 37, we have Anchorage Armada.
We got, I almost did Tampa. We got Thunder Bay first at 36.
Oh,
36.
sorry, Tampa Bay. I swear you guys matter.
Thunder Bay.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm sorry, Yosh. Forgive us.
I need to take a 2-minute break.
Alright, so they select Kristaps. My brain lagged.
Kristaps Skalbergs.
Alright, Ashes, you've been super talkative. I want a. My brain is lagging. Origin. There's a different word I'm looking for.
Skalberg? That has to be Danish or something.
Yeah,
ending with an S. It's both names ending with an
kinda-
S. I want to lean Latvian.
But I think Berg.
Yeah, but
It
it's
is
the S
weird.
that's throwing me.
Yeah, the
'Cause
S
it's
is.
Bergs.
And Kristaps. Definitely.
Oh,
I'd lean more-
Kristaps. That is like Eastern European.
Yeah.
I could lean towards like Estonia maybe, but I would guess
Some information about them. They created in 2018, so very long time user. Or that's when they joined. And back in season 43, they won a 4-star cup with Vancouver.
Alright, so going from Vancouver to Thunder Bay.
Not Tampa Bay.
They gave us an 8 out of 10 on the pronunciation, so I will take it.
I think we just lost points for you stuttering.
Latvian was the correct answer, but the name itself is probably Swedish in origin. So it is a Latvian name, but it probably came from Sweden to Latvia, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Love it.
Next up,
Oh, they were a part of the Swedish Empire for a while, so they have a lot of Swedish names.
oh,
Okay.
yeah. Is
I
this
get
our
it.
first goalie of the draft?
I think it is. Johnny Hockey.
Johnny
User.
Hockey.
Johnny Hockey.
I did talk to Johnny a little bit. They love sports, mainly the MLB and NFL, but mostly hockey. Big hockey fan. And they are super into sim games. They're currently a manager in Game Plan Hockey, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Exciting to see what they do in the SHL. And I know Anchorage is a really good team. So you're in good hands.
That sounded like an insurance commercial.
What do we do here? Season
Call out
or
of forfeits.
pick 38 is a forfeit.
Yeah, so I can't recall this one off the top of my head. Typically when they're forfeited, it just means there was a snafu somewhere.
The ban hammer came
punishment
down.
happened. Yeah, a punishment happened somewhere, so they no longer have this pick. This pick no longer exists.
Probably like an illegal lines or illegal roster or some kind of late GM task or something. I'm not sure what earns a lost pick at this point versus what's a GM salary forfeiture, but
Yeah,
I know
it's
there might
definitely
be a
published on site. I just
Yeah.
didn't look.
But that means we're moving on to pick 39 with the San Diego title.
their first pick of the draft.
They select Happy Hillmore. Oh, no, that says Gappy. Gappy Hillmore. Y'all tricking my brain into reading it right.
This is a recreate, and they created back in, I think it was June 2021. That's when they first joined the site. And I didn't get to talk to them, but I read their IP thread. Their hobbies include gaming and experimental cooking.
Okay. I want to know, like, how experimental.
The IP thread said that it's from TikTok, so I guess they are trying new recipes.
This kind of gives me those vibes of when my mom's like, did you see that video on Facebook? And I'm like, the one where they shoved a bunch of things in a pan and it came out a full cake.
Okay, I was thinking like the sink mac and cheese.
Dude Man is also a huge ISFL user.
Awesome. Definitely make sure to check out our affiliates so you only have to do one PT.
Next up, is this Yukon's first pick?
Looks
I
like it.
believe so.
Wow. Pick 40.
Cowboy Casanova. Cowbutch, a first gen. I am loving the name.
They actually were in our VC, the pre-draft VC we were doing. They seem really cool. And I did talk to them before the draft in DMs. They told me they have a lot of fan work about the Fallout series.
Okay.
So it looks like they're an artist of some kind. Very exciting. I honestly think Yukon got... This is a steal at pick 40.
Yeah, definitely make sure to take advantage of the ×2 graphics for draft. Twice the payout.
I know this draft class has been super involved in making media and graphics and stuff.
They really have been, and it's been awesome to see.
Next up, we have another Nevada pick, number 41.
Nevada takes Joseph Gates, user J Gates.
It's another
Honestly,
first gen.
really surprised he fell this low. I don't know if he just created later or what. He was one of the ones that was in voice chat with us for a good bit. Really awesome user, really awesome person.
It's also surprising they fell this low because I talked to them and they actually run a college football sim league, which is really cool. So they know what they're doing and they're going to have a lot of fun in Nevada.
Huge grab for Nevada.
Moving on, we have pick 42 with Kelowna Knights. We're kind of coming close to the halfway point in the draft.
Yeah, we are just trucking along. Kelowna selects Robbie Garner, Hood Rat Royalty. I kind of love that username.
This is a very, very new user. They literally just created yesterday.
Oh, wow. Awesome, then. I'm really glad Kelowna could get a moment to speak with them, being so new.
And it looks like they have been pretty involved in chirping and doing their early PTs, which you love to see for new users.
Yeah, that's such a great way to get noticed this early on.
Another Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada's really stacking up. This is quite a few for them. I don't know how many. I
This is
stopped counting.
5, I think. They had the back-to-back picks in the second. Almost back-to-back picks here.
See who Nevada takes. You're. There's no way you're gonna assume we're gonna get this right.
Mr. Mixespidlick.
There you go. So Recreate, they officially joined the site in November 2023, so it's been quite a while. They obviously enjoyed enough to return.
Yeah, I don't remember Southwar's previous player. I know he was briefly commissioner in PBE and is now a GM. But I don't remember their previous SHL player. I didn't know they were in SHL already, to be honest.
I didn't know you could have this many letters without a vowel.
I believe it's also a character from like Superman comics.
So I'm reading their IP thread, and they are saying that they're a first-gen player.
Yeah, okay. So,
but they are. I don't think that's true because they did join back in November. So
I'm guessing they
joined.
probably never earned. They probably created a player and then like never earned any TPE or anything on it. So it shows up and classes them as a recreate. But they
And I want to say there's a rule somewhere. I could definitely be mistaken as far as if you don't get above, I think at 160 or 170, then they can create again as a new gen. It's some very weird rule. But a lot of the stuff you can still claim first gen wise if you've never done it before in the first place. So you should be fine.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Biglick is a character from DC Comics.
Mix ye Piddleick. That's what they're telling me it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get the piddle when there's no I. That's okay.
According to this, he's an imp. His species is an imp. So, it's a language we don't understand.
Alright, so we're headed over to St. Louis again for pick 44.
Yes, we are.
Alright, and they select Timu Jarvinen.
Another Goldie. They originally joined the SHL back in mid-2021. And they do have quite the trophy cabinet. We were talking about there being a three-peat earlier, I believe. And they did three-peat. They almost got 4 or 5 in a row.
Oh, wow.
In season 60, they won a 4-star cup with Newfoundland. Then season 62, 63, and 64, all with Newfoundland. If they had 61, I think that would be a 5-peat.
Newfoundland won 4 out of 5 years. They won 1, lost 1, and then won 3 in a row.
That's crazy. And this player was there for it. Were you able to stay in the J for longer than 4 seasons back then?
You
You
used to be able to do
stay for
5.
5.
But you'd have to clear waivers to stay for the 5th season.
Mm-hmm.
So generally, any good players would not be able to stay for a 5th season. You'd get usually inactives or people who are like, I'm not playing in the SHL.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. They star-studded record.
I think that's only our second goalie as well, right?
Yeah. Next up, we have Anchorage at pick 45. And they select Patrick Rail, another first gen. I believe I did message this person, and they told me that they love flight simming. It's super fun for them. And they said, well, it's a stress reliever for them. It seems very stressful for me, flying like jets and stuff. I'm really happy you got selected for Anchorage.
I love planes. So if you ever just want to talk about planes, there are several of us, like dozens.
There's train lovers and there's plane lovers.
And you ended up on the
planes
boats
all
team.
day. I miss working with planes, I will say.
Next up,
We are headed over to Yukon. I believe that's their second of the draft.
are we? No,
Should
we're
be
not.
St. Louis.
We're going to St. Louis at pick 46.
I definitely read 56.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I was looking at the board. I was like, is Yukon even, where's Yukon's next pick? Okay.
Numbers are so hard today. Alright, so let's try St. Louis this time.
Yeah.
And they select Swiffer Sweeper, Matt de Bleu.
Mette Bleu. Very French sounding username.
So, I don't think I know anything on them really.
No, I think they created very recently.
They were,
Yeah. They're one of the newer ones. So
there was 2 players who had created today, and this was the last player who had been created before them.
Well, that's a really impressive pick then. Like, really high for someone who's been around for 12 hours.
they're headed off to St. Louis, and I hope you enjoy it there. Next up, we have Detroit Falcons at pick 47. They select Jonas Gray. This is a recreate. F&O Respect. They originally joined the SHL in January 2021. They had previously won a 4-star cup with Maine Timber back in season 78. That's pretty recent, isn't it?
That is.
But it's nice to see them back. Detroit is looking to be a powerhouse team, so maybe they can get a cup within a few seasons. There's a lot of teams with a lot of picks.
Definitely a lot of teams really stacking up in this draft. And with a deep draft, that's not too hard to do. We're looking at a really competitive season.
Next up, we have Quebec. at pick 48.
Final pick of the third round.
Alright, Quebec is selecting Greg Evil. The Evil is back. Quality username.
I'm very surprised this person dropped so low. Genuinely. This person, I spoke to them. They're a current franchise manager for the Outlaws in the MLE, which is a Rocket League and Trackmania community. And for all the Rocket League fans out there, they were a broadcaster for Rival Esports.
Oh wow.
And they became a statistician. They did stats for 2 seasons of the RLRS,
I
which
love
is
that.
the tier underneath the highest tier in Rocket League. So it goes the RLCS and the
Wow.
RLRS, and they were basically stat analysts. And I had personal connections with them. Like, we both knew people from Rocket League. It was really cool. I am shocked they fell this low. But
I love that, and I would love to, if they wanted, if we're interested, to see some more statistical based media. I know Luke does some really good media, but I'm a numbers person. I know they're hard, but I still like them, you know. I like pretty graphs.
I like bar graphs. I like pie charts. Next up,
Do we want to
we have,
take a quick break here? Get some water or anything?
sure, we can take a quick breather.
Yeah,
End
I
of the
say we
third round.
should. So
Alright.
yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll reconvene in probably just a few minutes.
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the short break there. Had to get some water, refresh, make sure the GMs stay far enough ahead of us.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, I want everyone to go yell at the GMs for taking too much time. I'm kidding, don't. All right, we're starting off in the round 4 now. In the round 4, I am a robot.
Robot that one.
What pick?
Glutes, what you doing? All right, so Detroit is selecting Bingankus Glunsplosion. User Golden Glutes. Glutes is a recreate. He's been around for such a long time. Very quality user. Definitely not surprised to see him go to Detroit.
Yeah, they created in December 2018, so they've been
Yeah.
not that the luckiest person though. They've only won 1 Challenger Cup with Atlanta. So hopefully with Detroit drafting so many people, you will get a few more trophies in your cabinet.
All right, Detroit. Don't let Glutes down.
Those 4-star cups, they're hard to get.
Yeah, you only have 4 seasons to win one,
Yep.
and there's a lot of teams. What is it,
Yep.
16?
I don't
Yep.
have one.
I've never
You know,
won.
I'd even
I've
say
never
a
won one
4-star
either.
cup is more valuable than a Challenge Cup.
I've been in the Jays for 13 seasons as a player, and then like 6 more seasons as a GM. I don't have one.
I'm
Yeah.
jealous of all the rookies that get
Probably pretty
drafted to
close.
a cup-winning team.
They're like, what are you talking about? This is easy.
They did have like a 70-win season. Actually, you can even have a 70-win season. I'm thinking. Well,
70 wins in 66 games. Let's go.
you have like a 50-win season as a rookie, and you just think everything's easy.
All right, so we will be headed over to St. Louis for a back-to-back.
More
These GMs
back-to-back
are loving
picks.
the back-to-backs. So St. Louis selects Walrus goalie, Arctic, who's a recreate. Fun fact: this is not our first Walrus goalie. And I really hope their render's an actual walrus, because I just love that.
They joined in, I want to say July of 2022, which is a pretty long time.
Yeah, pretty good bet.
Is this St. Louis' second goalie?
I'm
I
losing
might-
track.
I might be crazy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is. So I guess St. Louis,
earlier.
So they are set for goalies.
for the next 4 seasons, yeah.
Awesome.
Let's see who they get next at 51.
Well, I can't pull up their information, so that's interesting. Hold on. Yeah, the next St. Louis pick isn't coming up in my...
They might have been
They
new.
were not new.
Oh.
They were a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not showing up in the list, but I'll just manually type some stuff in here.
Okay. Do you need their like role, or do you have that? And by role, I mean position. They're a right defense.
Yes.
Pasta the Turtle is saying, more animal renders, please.
I don't have their strengths and weaknesses, but that will be fine. Oh, I didn't click save.
Yeah.
Their strengths are stamina
What the heck?
and passing, and their weaknesses are screening and face-offs.
Stamina and passing. I love to see it.
I might have broken it. I'm not sure, but
That's okay.
it's not showing up.
It's not showing
Alright.
up.
So, pardon our technical difficulties. This will be edited on the draft post on site. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. St. Louis is selecting Paul Missed the Net, user isolate 19. Are they a first gen?
And I'll be
I
posting this in chat.
believe
They are a
so.
first gen. They are a first gen, and I actually took some time to talk to them. There it is in chat. Paul Misternet, right defenseman, isolate 19. This person, they coach AAA hockey in real life. So get them into your war room. They have the hockey tactics.
AAA, I love it.
That's
Okay.
like pretty high level for kids.
Yeah.
That's like I think the highest level. So really cool.
I don't know. I don't have kids.
I just remember from being a kid.
Oh, well, we also don't have the whole hockey teams thing.
I
Like,
think it's
so-
a Canadian thing, but yeah.
Yeah, so like being from Florida, I did not realize hockey was a sport until I was a grown adult. I have literally never heard of it. Isn't that so weird?
No, that's very normal. It's okay.
Thank you for the reassurance, even if you're lying. Alright, so that takes us back to Thunder Bay.
It's almost more back-to-back picks here. Almost.
Really close.
All right. Well,
They are selecting Jadon Fisk. So I did get a chance to talk to this user, and I absolutely adore them. So another GM was scouting them, and just sent me a nice little DM that says, "Hey, this guy likes weather."
I was
So
about to ask about that.
Yeah, so I went and hit him up, and we talked about weather for a while. I love it. So yeah. Awesome.
They are
little
the
Okay.
they're the
weather
best at small
enjoyer.
talk.
So yeah, if you love talking to weather, definitely hit up Fisky. Really great weather talk. Weather's one of my special interests.
Next up, we have pick 53 with the Vancouver Whalers. They select Logan Seymour, user Logan 150, another first gen. I had the chance to talk to them, and they are from Australia. They love guitars and crocodiles.
No way, that makes 2 whole Australians on the site now.
I had cake, and then
Is that really only 2?
2 that I know of. Cake, you have another
Surely there's
Aussie.
gotta be more.
I feel like there would be, but I guess Australia doesn't really scream hockey.
No.
moving
So
on, Thunder Bay again.
Alright, pick 54. Lost track. Okay. Almost a back-to-back. So close.
Let's see, the Thunder Bay Walleye select Leon Dusty. I did talk to this user as well. They're first gen, and they came over from Game Plan Hockey Manager crossover. So they're a big fan of these sim games, and hopefully they stay active here and enjoy it.
I love
SHL
that.
has been really fun, so
There's so many chances to get involved in management and stuff. Just ask the GMs. If you're really interested into the sim side of it, start getting into those war rooms and looking into the sim itself. I think you'll have a lot of fun.
hmm a big part of the getting experience as a GM is every postseason there's the WJC, And basically anyone who signs up will get like a GM slot there, so definitely sign up. It's really fun, and you get to basically be a GM for a season. You experience like the draft process. So
Awesome.
moving
So
on.
this takes us over to San Diego. I believe, is this only their second pick?
I think so. I don't think they had one earlier than the third rounder there.
So San Diego is selecting David O'Connor, recreate Maddie. Maddie's been around for a while. Definitely a super fun user, just a really nice person. I'm glad they ended up in San Diego. I want to say their last player was Carolina, so there's a lot of crossover from Carolina and San Diego as far as users. So I love that.
Now, this is UConn's second pick of the draft. You jumped the gun a bit earlier.
Oh, HFFO
I
said
did.
Fishy is from Australia.
Fishy is. How did I not know that? I'm sorry, Fishy. So there's 3 whole Australians.
There's almost a dozen.
Dozens of us. Alright, so UConn is going to select CJ Foley, a first-gen goalie. Users DJ Frog. There are quite a lot of goalies this draft, so it'll be really cool to see all of the teams meet their goalie needs.
It's always fun seeing goalies in the J. Because goalie TP doesn't matter too much, so you could still have a big impact.
And there is a free position swap after your first year if you don't like being a goalie. It's not for everyone. It is one of the more boring positions because you don't get the praise of getting points and things like that. So
It's very hit and miss. You know, you get the
Yeah.
good times when you play well, and then when you don't, and
yeah,
you lose
definitely not
games.
for everyone. So if you're not having fun, just talk to your GM. So that takes us over to Nevada.
Another Nevada pick. Wow.
They are
Oscar
selecting
Svengard. First gen user.
Svengard. I love the name. Blue Dog is the user. So congrats, Blue Dog. I'm not sure I know anything on him. Well,
Yeah, I don't have notes either. But do I have notes? I do have notes on them. They enjoy board games, Dungeons and Dragons, and video games.
Awesome. I feel like a lot of this league loves D&D. So.
D&D is super fun,
I know when I was
especially
in
with good friends.
Manhattan, they had like a whole like D&D channel, and there was a game that.
I think Manhattan for a point was like running their own campaign.
Yeah. I wasn't
I
sure if
did
it was
a
like
couple.
one shots or if it was like a whole campaign.
Yeah, I did a couple one shots with Manhattan back in like the mid 40s.
Yeah, I was there in like S51 or something, or 52 maybe, when I joined them.
And I remember Gek made this really hard puzzle, but I don't think he was aware that I knew how to read music, and then I was playing with Alaska, who knew the magical foreign language that Gek translated it into.
Ah.
And he was like, what? And we're like, this isn't hard.
I think I rolled back-to-back natural ones on my first fight.
Oh my goodness. Toaster said my girlfriend calls this hockey D&D. Not wrong.
That's very
Yeah.
astute, stout. Where are we at now?
So
We're at Kelowna.
Kelowna at 58. They are selecting. This is up your alley.
Yuri Satoshi?
That sounds better than what I would have said.
This is a first-gen user. I think they created pretty early on, which is nice to see. And they've been very involved with the chirpers, and they've done all of your early PTs.
I love
That's
that.
pretty good.
Probably
Yeah, it
the
looks
only reason they even slipped this low is because they're a goalie, and goalies don't traditionally go in the first few rounds.
Yeah, I mean,
I
even
want to
this
say
like
they were a DFA agent, but I don't remember where. Did I say agent? They were DFA, but I don't remember where they went.
a DFA agent, like an ATM machine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is only like the fourth goalie to have gone, fifth maybe. So that's not
Reading
too
some
bad,
of
all
their
things
chirpers is
considered.
having me laugh. Their most recent one is my mommies say I talk too much. How dare they write? It's honestly hilarious.
Alright, so this takes us back to Ottawa for pick 59. They are selecting Mikkel Jordan, users Plum Dog Millionaire.
I really want to say that this is Mikel Jordan, like Michael Jordan almost.
I would imagine it's a
That kind
like
of
a
looks,
Swedish play on
yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But Ottawa's a great team. And I hope you have fun there.
Yeah, the rookies are hyping him up, so he's clearly still active, which is a great pick. So we are headed over to Maine for pick 60.
Maine selects George Dunks. Yeah, George Dunks.
Yeah, so another goalie. They are a recreate. I'm not familiar with that username though.
Are they a recreate? I guess they
Yeah,
are.
so.
I believe I read their IP thread, and they enjoy playing guitar. They said beating, but it might be reading and writing.
Okay. Well, they will fit in just fine if they like reading and writing, because that's all we do.
That's all we do. Whenever someone asks how to get PT, I'm like, it's kind of like homework.
It's just homework.
I'm going to step away for a minute. I will be back promptly, but you can continue on.
All right. So we are headed to Anchorage for pick 61.
Yep.
They are selecting Trey Bonser Karu,
Knox has stepped away-
TKB.
stepped away
I
at the
know,
right
he stepped
time.
away with the good names. So, I don't know much about this first gen. Oh, Plum Dog did say his name is a play on Michael Jordan. Good call, you guys. Yeah, I don't know much about TBK. Wow, I can't read. So I'm excited to learn about them more as a user as the season goes on.
Yeah, I don't know. I did no scouting, precisely 0. So I am
Naksu is
of no
taking the
help.
lead on the scouting. So that takes us over to Carolina for pick 62.
Has Carolina had a pick in this draft yet? Yes, I can see one on the screen right now.
Yeah, but I want to say this is only like 2. I haven't really heard that much.
I feel like they were involved in a trade, and I can't remember if they traded like out. Or
Oh,
did
they
trade
had
up?
a back-to-back for 8 and 9.
Yeah, that is
And
what
then
I was just
34.
thinking.
So okay, so this is their 4th pick, I think.
I think so.
Okay. So for 62, Carolina is selecting Andrew Drewski. Loving the name. User Skyflyer. 1st gen. Pretty solid starting out build, positioning and rebound at 12. So, pretty flexible build. I love it.
It's a good start for a goalie. So I've
Yeah.
been told.
I will say goalie builds are not up my alley.
I mean, yeah, that's what I got told when I was making my goalie. You know, you got positioning, rebound, reflexes, and the other R1 or P. They're all they all start with like the same letter. Rebound, reflexes, positioning, and recovery. There you go. Those are like your 4 big ones, and then you have the like secondary ones, which is your like your blocker, your low shots, your glove.
Yeah, so already looking solid.
Yeah, that's a good start. And I mean, Carolina has a good team in front of them. I think their goalies last season really took advantage of that.
Yeah, so that brings us to Nevada for 63. So Nevada is selecting Armani Dev. User is Gallade. Also 1st gen. I don't know too much on them yet. So excited to see what they will do over the season.
Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, we got a high hitting build though. That's for sure. 14 hitting already.
Very hitting defenseman style. A defensive defenseman style. So we are headed back to Quebec for 64. Off to the Citadels. And they are selecting Timothy Welch. 1st gen user is Stevie. Maybe that's not Stevie. No, maybe it is.
Stevie Y.
Stevie Y.
Steve
I'm not sure if you
Yzerman.
say the Y.
Stevie Y is a common nickname for Steve Yzerman.
I love
Famous
getting all
NHL
the
player.
tags. It's like, actually. And I'm like, my bad. I butcher everything. That's fine. Yeah, so another left wing to toss to round out Quebec some more. Pretty solid build with their lowest being 13 in checking. Or their highest, I mean.
More hitting up there too at 12.
I have returned. Hello.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
I missed you.
Thank you.
We are headed over to Detroit for 65.
You're back just in time for the 5th round.
I just got sent a Yezerman gif because Jibs wants to watch me suffer.
Iserman.
Yeah.
He was my
The
favorite player when I
random.
was a kid. Oops.
He randomly sends me the Red Wings blue gif of the had it, lost it.
Hmm.
Like, that's just a meme. Why are people spamming me?
So
Less Red Wings players in my DMs, please.
Detroit selects Lou Logsky, a left-wing first-gen user. I didn't get to talk to them, but I did read their IP post, and they like Marvel movies, so it's another Marvel lover here.
I'm always down for more superheroes.
Looking at their strengths, they had 14 in bravery.
Oh my. That's,
So that's a really interesting build. Excited to see how you
you're going
perform.
out there.
Yeah,
No
put
I
your
fear.
body on the line.
I asked for less Red Wings in my DMs, and I got more.
Hmm.
Love you guys.
Moving on, we have pick 66, the St. Louis Scarecrow. I keep calling it Louis. They select Dave Fournier, first gen center. I don't really know much about them.
Yeah, I don't either. This is typically the part of the draft that I start losing my knowledge on first gens.
Yeah, I think we're running pretty close to the last hopes here in the draft.
But there's still a chance that some very active users could have fallen this far because the nature of the draft class.
Yep.
A lot of very recent creates, so you can still be a very active and like positive and have a long career even if you drafted this low. So don't be like too scared or nervous.
Yeah. Like you can always make an impression after the draft. That's the thing is we're into the point where we don't know a whole lot about these people because they haven't maybe been around as much before the draft. But that's you can always come back right after the draft and you're not behind at all.
Yeah.
I think on my first player I missed the whole week before the draft and then showed up. I think I went like 38 out of like 50 maybe. So pretty late in the draft. It was 5th round at that point. And I ended up leading my class in TPE within like 2 seasons. I went 10th
That's
overall.
awesome.
So like you can easily come back from like a little bit late of a draft pick.
And this isn't even your last draft. You're going to be going into the SHL draft next season. So don't lose hope. You can still get those early picks. Just got to perform.
Yep. Okay, someone already answered the question in rookie server. We're good.
Now, Great Falls with pick 67 selects Ben,
This was
user
very
Ben Svensson. Sounds very Swedish.
Got very confusing. I was looking at it as if the username was the player name, and I was like,
I was doing that too, because I was like, just Ben, just
Just Ben, all lowercase, chill guy.
Ben.
15 and getting open. I like that. An offensive specialist.
I love getting open.
Okay.
My player personally specializes in taking the puck. For some reason, that's all she does. I don't
My
hit.
player loves
I
to give
don't
away
block.
the puck.
my player
There's
loves to
no
not show up
hitting.
in playoffs. Haven't figured out the stat for that one yet.
Moving on to pick 68. We have the Thunder Bay Walleye.
Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
They are selecting Haas Howler, first gen Haas.
right defense. Looks like a big defender. 14 D read, 14 strength. Looks like an easy slot on like second line for defense, potentially maybe third line, depending on the roster. But very exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
And moving on to pick 69, we have a trade alert.
Oh, we do. I don't.
We
Do we have
do.
that one written in? We might not. Oh, we do.
We do.
Yes.
Quebec traded up for the funny number. And Vancouver got the 88th overall pick in return for this draft and next season's Quebec third round pick. And in return, Quebec receives Vancouver's 69.
Pretty solid. So let's see who Quebec is taking for 69 overall. They are selecting Chubby Barista.
But that is a funny name.
Funny name for the
User
funny name.
egregious.
Oh, this user looks like a returning Quebec player. They have actually won the 4-Star Cup in seasons 79 and 80 with Quebec.
Oh, that's very recent. So they are just turning around and going at it again.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they're going to
So-
get 3 in a row. Maybe they didn't want to call it quits there.
They were like, oh man, these GMs are on a roll. Let's start over.
But it's nice to see.
Interesting.
I'm sure Quebec is going to love them coming back.
Of course.
This is a potential massive sleeper pick too.
All right, so this brings us back to Tampa, not back to Thunder Bay. Oh, they finally got me.
Pick 70.
Another almost back-to-back pick. I've had a lot of
Almost.
those.
I need to see the numbers for who had the most picks, how many back-to-backs. Someone should make a media article about that. Some easy money, draft-related 2X. Rookies, you listening?
So many back-to-backs,
the
so many
payout.
almost back-to-backs. There you go, Thunder Bay had 52 and 54, now they got 68 and 70.
I love that. So, at 70, they select Jose Brodor. I feel like Brodor doesn't go with Jose.
Mixed family.
Maybe it's Josie.
I read it as Joe's, but this is a recreate. They joined the site back in March 2022. It looks like they're very active. Lots of chirpers, lots of PTs. They were doing their season 80 prime times, so very
Well, Morris-
surprising to see they dropped this low.
Absolutely. Lil Morris is just a sweet user. I don't really typically interact with them in much places, but when I do see them interacting with people, they're just always so nice. Alright, back to San Diego.
Yeah.
It's like ping
I
pong.
I do love their colors. So, oh gosh. Augie Algathorpe,
That's an
maybe.
interesting name.
user Hockey Tyrant. They are first gen. Do you have any info?
No, they didn't fill out the IP thread. I'm not familiar with them, unfortunately.
Okay, so, yeah, since they didn't fill out the interested prospects thread, there could be a small chance they've already left, but it's still never bad that San Diego took them because they could know something that I don't. They
Yeah, maybe
could've-
the scout reached out to them, had a good convo.
Yeah, it's happened a lot where people get overwhelmed by the site as well, and all it takes is a GM taking the time to walk them through it.
Yeah, that extra mentorship is honestly huge. So all rookies, you should go bother the mentors if you have any small question. Ping them nonstop. That's what I did. That's what I still do.
Yeah, Noxu's over here like 4 seasons later, like, hey mentors, I have a question.
I'm literally DMing Mentor Naomi today, asking her a question. So, but we have a trade alert.
One of these days
Do
I'm
we?
gonna get a soundboard.
Do we? It looks like it. Do we not?
7.
Oh no, we don't.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's
HFO
yet.
is now drafting for Yukon, so I thought it was. My bad.
Oh.
Other
Not a
date.
trade alert. False alarm. Oh, HFFO just DM'd me. 42. I don't know what.
So, 42 is the answer to the life, universe, and everything.
But Yukon selects J Price.
I love that Habs fan selected Go Habs.
It does make sense.
Boldenomics at work.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find any information about them, but it looks like I can't. Moving on, pick 73 with the Nevada Battleborn.
Yep.
They select Serge Robidas. Another first-gen user. Looks like they're very offensive-minded. Very strong winger. 13 offensive read, 13 puck handling. I sadly don't have much information about them. How about you, Bad Wolf?
Yeah, I don't either.
Looks like we have our first pass as well going forward.
Do 74 Kelowna is officially.
Kelowna is done with the draft. They
They're
are
walking
passing.
out.
They are going home.
But that means pick 75 with the Ottawa Highlanders.
Probably change the team that's picking too. Yes.
They select Victor Bjork Pelika. It's a first-gen goalie. I actually did reach out to this person, had a small chat with them, and this is another Marvel fan. They like the Marvel comic universe, and of course, they like hockey. Really
love
cool that
that.
Ottawa selected them this late. This
We're
did
going
seem like an
all in
active user.
with Marvel fans.
Marvel, Warhammer, outdoorsy people. Lots of people have stuff in common.
I don't know, that outdoorsy's throwing me for a loop. Everyone's like, here's my list of antisocial activities, and then we have 2 users that are like, you want to go outside?
They just love hiking, camping.
Yeah, at least they like alone outdoor activities.
Let's see, I got pinged in the J server. You have so many messages in here. It's been super active.
Yeah, you
Way to
got
get the hopes
Toaster's
up.
hopes up.
I'm sorry. Let's see if GMs are here. Can you make a trade for Toaster? Not to acquire Toaster, but just to swap picks.
just the spot pics. I know we've been at this for a while when I just tried to touch screen my desktop.
HFFO is asking, did you bring up that the one prospect is a published author?
There's
You
a
did-
published author?
You did tell us about someone who writes novels. I don't think you told us that they were a published author.
Yeah, I don't remember talking about anyone
that
who had
this-
something published.
I would assume that's the same person.
Maybe.
Reveal yourself,
Uh,
rookie.
Who's the one that teased that information? You gotta say.
Pippo, I
HFF
need to know.
I don't know their username, but they have a book on Amazon.
Wait, was it 47? Because he did message me 47.
Oh, I thought he said
Or
42.
He did say 42. I'm.
I would assume it's probably the same person who you said writes novels, but I don't know. We do have more picks to make, though.
Yeah, the GMs have been slowing.
I think we're pretty close
let's blame
to
the
end.
GMs. Next up, main selects Peter Cross, user MKL. It's a first gen a winger with high face-off, which is kind of interesting to me. Maybe they're going to play center anyways.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Yeah, but surely Maine, they're a great offensive team. This player's going to do really well, I think. I don't know how Maine does it, but they always have like the most shots on net. So, moving on to pick 77 with Anchorage Armada.
Oh, let's move this over.
We're in the home stretch now.
Yep.
Anchorage selects Luke Toussaint. It's a first-gen center. Strength and agility are their strengths. Once again, don't know too much about them. They did post a chirper, though, saying hi. So it looks like they're trying to figure out the site. Hopefully the Anchorage GM, who are they? I'm Figgy. Hopefully Figgy can give them some guidance and show them how things work and they become active.
I apologize if you can hear the noise. Looks like my landlord decided to mow at 6 p.m.
No worries. We don't hear anything.
Good.
Moving on. Pick 78.
Yes.
The
Pick.
Thunder Bay Walleye.
Yes, this is a trade, actually. Happened
Is it?
earlier.
Oh, trade alert.
I knew there was another one coming.
There you go, Toaster.
I couldn't
Your
remember.
prayers have been answered.
I couldn't remember what pick it was at. But yes,
Yeah, they
Carolina.
traded out of order.
They did trade this a long time ago for some reason. Thunder Bay traded up for 78 overall for a TBB 5th. They're trading for the Tampa Bay Barracuda's 5th round pick in the SMJHL. That is officially what the GMs have written.
Has it been approved? Is it
Yeah.
on the trade
Yeah,
tracker?
I assume they understand that it's TBW.
I love that
7.
it was like 35 minutes ago, and
7.
Thunder Bay was like, what?
7 put a note that said, "No one tell Dwight I stole that." Dwight being
Oh.
Tampa Bay's GM.
But I love how long ago it was, being like 35 minutes ago, and Thunder Bay being like, we want that.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing to trade that far ahead of time.
We were like in the 3rd round, and they were like, I want it.
I think it's just divine intervention for Toaster's wish.
It was. There you have it, Toaster. Official trade.
And let's see who Thunder Bay selects.
Yeah, let me set up the
Adolf,
slide.
you can pronounce this one.
This one not bad? Oh, yeah.
Am I gonna get in trouble? Marcus Sakap. Sakapux is what I'm gonna say. My brain did not want to say that in any appropriate manner.
This user must have been a target for Thunder Bay, maybe, to trade up for it.
They traded up a long time in advance.
I'm not sure if Thunder Bay had like this user in mind, or if they just knew that they needed another player, which is also possible that they just really wanted to fill out their roster with potential actives.
I think this is a target. They just had like a super active like mock through the 5th round.
They're like, we know.
Moving on. Pick 79, the Newfoundland Berserkers.
Yep. This is their first pick of the draft. They had 12, I think, and they traded out. And this is the first pick they've had since then.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of rookie hazing that's going to be happening here.
Oh, that's interesting.
They select KJ Daniels, the first-gen rookie.
They created today. Which
Oh,
is
that's
why,
interesting.
which is probably part of the reason that their stats might be a bit weird here.
Mhm.
And how it says their strengths are screening and getting open, which are not goalie stats. But it's fine.
Well, with them being early, they've still been very active. They did the mock draft. They already did the early bird PT, the IP thread. They've already done a 2X media post too. So this
Oh,
person
wow.
is extremely active, and I think this is a massive steal.
That definitely
For
sounds like a
Newfoundland.
massive steal for this late in the draft.
Could be Spurb drafting my replacement before he leaves.
Next up, we have pick number 80 with Vancouver Whalers,
Vancouver, yep.
and they select.
Sorry, sometimes I have a lot of tabs and a lot of files I have to have open, and sometimes when I open stuff over top.
No worries. Ethan Berube.
Ethan Berube, user ETB, which probably stands for his name.
Another
User is a first
offensive
gen.
specialist, but they need to be directly in front of the net to shoot.
They're a
There you
winger
go.
anyway, that's where they'll be.
That's true. But this also looks like a pretty new user. It was only made a few days ago, so excited to see you in Vancouver. Next up, we have pick 81, the Detroit Falcons.
Yeah, one of these days I'll figure out a faster way to do all these slides, but I have 2 File Explorer windows and 3 Notepad windows that I have to keep open to update all the info.
All right, Detroit is selecting Brady Johnson, user Mystique. Like the name. First gen. The username sounds really familiar, but I don't know why.
It's a very mystical name.
It doesn't help that like we've been staring at spreadsheets of these names for like 2 weeks. Alright. This brings us back to St. Louis, right?
Yes. St. Louis Scarecrows.
Yep.
With pick 82 selects Honk Shu. So first gen left wing. Another offensive specialist. Lots of O-read and shooting accuracy. I feel like I've seen them talking in the rookie server, but I might be wrong. It's a very funny name. I really like it. Moving
Alright.
on, we have the Great Falls Grizzlies at 83.
At 83, Great Falls is selecting Kelly Sutherland. Nightning HD, Another first gen going late in the draft.
They had to draft the full complement of Kellys in this draft. Drafted Kelly McMahon earlier. What the?
Alright, so Thunder Bay is passing.
Okay, is that what's happening there?
That's what happened.
Okay.
They are tapping out. They are done.
Looks like they tried to pick Kelly again.
Yeah.
And then just said, JK, we're done.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. There was no clear. There's nothing clear that happened after they decided to try. After they tried picking the same person.
Sometimes they make a mess and then don't let the streamers know what happened.
I'm a little
I had to read through the general chat to figure out what went on.
Next up, then, 84 was passed. Or was it passed?
No, 84 is Vancouver.
84 was
and then
now Vancouver's pick.
Yeah.
No.
It got-
Wait. No. Oh god.
Did they miscount?
Yeah, they
I think
did.
Vancouver
They
should have been
miscounted.
85.
Yeah,
Tampa-
because 84 was a pass, so
Thunder
Vancouver
Bay was
85.
Yeah.
So from this point on, it's
Oh,
completely
they
inaccurate.
completely messed up the numbers since that point. Okay, that's fine. It's Vancouver at 85. No, yes, 85 Vancouver.
They finally pick up a goalie, and their name is Ori. Looks like this goalie strengths and weaknesses are also kind of bugged.
Yep. I had to do a bit of work with the sheet to get it to work this morning.
Was this a Vancouver back-to-back?
Yes.
No.
Because
Wait,
85 was
yes?
a pass, which was 86.
Yeah, but 85 was wrong. 84 was a pass, which was Thunder Bay, then Vancouver labeled. Wait.
So 85 was Vancouver's pick. 86 is a pass from Vancouver, I'm guessing. And then
Okay.
87, we're going to Colorado.
Wait.
Okay, so 84 was traded to Vancouver.
Is that what that trade is? They didn't. Okay, I was gonna say there's another trade in here somewhere too, and they didn't put the numbers on it. Yes,
Yeah, okay, trade alert. Oh my gosh.
I think we actually have this one written in here too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are 10th round picks. You're reading that right?
Vancouver receives season 81 Thunder Bay Walleye 6th round pick.
Which is the
And
80.
Thunder Bay receives. Oh my lord.
A bunch of 10th round picks. Okay.
A bunch of 10th round picks in. This seems kind of crazy.
So then Vancouver then passes at 85. Right? I think we got that right now.
Yeah, but at all the counts are still off.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
No, they're right after this point then.
They're right.
Because
They
Vancouver
traded-
Vancouver makes the pick at 84 and then passes at 85, and then Colorado's picking at 86 now.
That
What
makes
went
sense.
wrong was Tampa Bay throwing in a pick that they didn't own.
Okay, that's what confused us.
We
Okay.
missed the
And-
trade. We missed the trade is what was confusing there, I think.
Yeah.
Did I
Okay,
even
let's
set up the
continue.
next pick? No. So Colorado's on the clock. They're making
Yeah,
pick
Colorado
86.
at 86.
Oh, I didn't click save. I didn't copy and paste or something.
Colorado does not select Ori goalie.
No, that happened already. I copied it,
That
but I
that
didn't
is
paste
Vancouver's player.
it. There you go.
They select Mr. Kick Save 41.
That's a beautiful name. Is this a goalie though? It looks like it is.
Yes. It is actually a goalie. It's updated the numbers there.
Nice. Lots of goalies going a bit later in the draft, so a little bit expected. think Colorado's goalie from a few seasons ago is IA now, so hopefully they can slot into the lineup. Next up, we have pick 87, the San Diego title.
Another goalie.
Another goalie, Nicholas Scalise, first gen goaltender.
I think they've created a new user account because I feel like we had a player with this exact same name. There may have been a like S76 goalie for Colorado, I think, or something.
Hard to say. They don't have an IP thread or did any posts, so no information from me.
Yeah, you could maybe find like a historical goalie named Nicholas Scalise, but under a different username.
Moving on, we have pick number 88 with the Yukon Malamutes.
Yep.
They select Josh Reeser, a center. Looks like some pretty balanced stats with their weaknesses being a 9.
Yeah, that's a very even spread of stats by the looks of it.
Next up at pick 89, we have Nevada Battleborn.
All right, Nevada with pick 89 is selecting Joe NHL, first gen user Joe NHL. Don't really know anything about them.
They did create back in January, but no media. They haven't really been on the forum at all.
That 15 shooting accuracy, though. You never
Love
know.
it. Defensive or offensive dynamo.
Pick 90 is a pass, so that brings us to 91 at Ottawa.
Yep.
Looks like we have another Nicholas, with Rip Nicholas being drafted in at pick 91. Once again, don't really have much information about them. So, moving on, pick 92 is a pass from Maine Timber.
93 is also a pass.
Yep.
And
Anchorage
93.
passed earlier, and we're to Carolina.
And pick 94, Carolina selects Lolo Starfish and sent a picture of a quesadilla.
The quesadilla is done, just like the draft, I believe. Maybe he was the goal there. I'm not sure, but that is the final pick.
That is, according to the commish, the last pick of the draft. So the GMs did try their hardest to grab every single player in this draft, whether they were active or not. So please, if anyone slipped through the cracks, this was a massive draft with a lot of players. Feel free to message me, message Noxu, message Shores or a mentor, or even just drop it in the Gen chat. We do want to find you a home, and we will find you a home. So I hope everyone enjoyed. If you made it this over 3 hours, then thank you. Your next draft will not be this long, I promise.
It's 3 hours
might
from when
be.
the GM started. We didn't go live until 4:30. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so we kept it under 3 hours. We're fine.
Evok didn't get drafted. I'm sorry, Evok.
Ewok, you're not in this draft.
I didn't get drafted either.
Can I use this?
Okay, then thank you, Symmetric, for the hosting the stream, and thank you, Ara, who was silent for most of it, for the sheets. You
running
guys
back
are
in.
huge.
Couldn't have done this without you guys, so thank you for running OBS and the back-end sheets for us.
Thank you guys for hosting. You always do a wonderful job. Congratulations, all the draftees.
Congratulations to all of our draftees, and as for the rest of you, we will see you next draft, and for some of you at the award show. So take care, have fun,
Oh.
and see y'all then.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Ciao.